total man, man a living soul. Paul says in 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 45 that the first man Adam was made a living soul. He cross-referenced this fact from Genesis chapter 2 verse 7. God breathed in his nostrils the breath of life and man became a living soul. From these two verses we can conclude that man in essence is a living soul. God breathed into the nostrils of the clay image he formed from the dust of the ground the breath of life. The breath of life signifies a substance from God that is different than the dust he used for the body. This breath of life was made up of an eternal substance. It shows us that the soul of man is invisible and eternal. Man has been created by God as an eternal being. Within the soul comes the very soulish attributes that God has. The soul is comprised of three main elements: the mind or intellect, the will, and the emotions. Also, within the soul of man is the personality of the person. The soul is also known as the self. In essence, man is an eternal soul being that has a unique personality of his own and that is able to think, make decisions, and have feelings, even in like manner or the same way God does. The last Adam. The last Adam is Jesus Christ. He is the one sent by God that would make man into the person that God so desired. When we see Christ, we see that he was also in the image of God, but in a totally different and glorious stature than man. In Colossians chapter 1 verse 15, it says, "Who is the image of the invisible God?" Also in Hebrews chapter 1 verse 3, it says, "Who being the brightness of his glory and the express image of his person." Both are speaking of Christ being in the very image of God. From both of these verses and others, we know that the image of God is referring to the divine attributes of God. These attributes are love, joy, peace, righteousness, holiness, wisdom, power, grace, mercy, and all the divine attributes, stature, and nature of God Himself. In Colossians chapter 1, verse 19, it says, "For it pleased the Father that in Him all the fullness should dwell." And in Colossians chapter 2, verse 9, it says, "For in Him dwells all the fullness of the Godhead bodily." After Christ completed his mission of redemption on earth, he was resurrected by the Father to the right hand of the throne of God. God took his spirit within Christ and made him the life giving spirit and the incorruptible seed that he would birth into man upon acceptance of Christ. The spirit of life is the spirit of Christ, the incorruptible seed and the divine nature of God put in us at the new birth. This is Christ in us, our hope of glory that makes us complete, justified, saved, righteous, made alive to God, and in the image of God with all the divine attributes of God. And as we have borne the image of the man of dust, we shall bear the image of the last Adam. To God be the glory. God bless you.